Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Welcome to another episode of She's Got This. We're back with a topic that is of interest to everyone, not just women, but
I think it's of interest to us, right? Don't even know what influenced the choice of the topic.
well, we'll see what influences it as the conversation begins. And it's the power of saying no. The power of saying no.
Yeah.
No is such a negative word.
No is a complete sentence.
Yes, it's a complete sentence. No, it's very short, but it's very powerful, and it's a word no one really likes to hear. No one wants to hear no. So, why should we say no sometimes? What's the benefit behind it? Who are those that we might need to say no to, and how can we stop the feeling of guilt when we say no? Because sometimes we say yes to things we ordinarily would not want to say yes to just because we are concerned about others, which is not such a bad thing, but there are times we need to say no and be okay with the fact that we just said a no. So the conversations would revolve around this. But first, let's start with times that we may need to say no.
I think you need to say no at. I don't think the ability to say no is even selective. Like, okay, in this situation, you should. Like, I feel is in all situations, wherever the situation demands that it conflicts your interest, and you feel like this is not what it doesn't attune with yourself, your current self, and your future self, and it's vast. Like all situations where there is a yes, there should also be a no. So,
That's a good one. Where there is a yes, there should also be a no as an option.
I'll be feeling like-
You're feeling good?
Yeah, that's right. And I also think that if you cannot say no, then your yes has no value. If you're always saying yes, it gets to the point where your yes has no value. And on the question that you asked, another very crucial thing I'm thinking about right now is anytime you say yes, you're actually something is costing you something. It could cost you your peace of mind, boundaries, money, time, whatever. So you want to consider, what am I saying yes to? If I'm saying yes to this, what is it going to cost me?
That's your own personal no you're telling
Yes,
yourself.
yes.
So for each yes you're saying to someone else, you
It's
say a
costing
no
you, yeah,
to yourself in
exactly. That's the
something.
point. It's costing you something.
Mm.
All right. So somebody wants you to do something you ordinarily don't want to do, and you decide to, go in to do that particular thing. It could cost you peace of mind, one, time, health, different things. So just think about it. For every single time you say yes, something has to go.
Yeah, but if we're going by this your narrative, we may be implying directly or indirectly that saying yes is bad.
No.
No, I think what
No.
somebody is trying to say is weigh your options.
Yes.
Weigh your options.
It might be costing you something and you don't mind. Do you understand? So it doesn't necessarily mean it's bad, but it might cost you something that you don't mind. Do you understand? For example, we're coming to see you today unannounced, right? And we visited you, and here and there we told you why we came. And you said yes to what we came for. It cost you your time. I don't know if you get, but you didn't mind, right? You didn't mind. So if it's something that at the end of the day you go sulking and wishing you didn't, I think
Right.
that's
So I
your
get
issue.
that.
So I think have a balanced view of no. No is a negative word, but it's not negative in itself. It means there are
Exactly.
times that it could have a positive impact or influence or motive behind it, and
Exactly.
let's have a balanced view of the word no. I also like the point you brought out that whenever you say yes, you've said no to something else. So looking at it from that angle also helps.
Exactly.
Mm.
And people also feel that when they say no, it makes them appear to be bad or selfish or
Good.
self-centered.
Let's talk about that. Now, there are some people that have problems or have difficulties saying no. How can we align with these ones? What can we say to help them have a better
sorry, I know you have to say something. I used to be that person, right?
You used to.
I used
Are you
to be.
used? That's past tense.
Yes, I'm actually still working. I'm still a work in progress. Amaka
Okay.
is actually really helping me with a lot of things. Like, I find it hard. I used to find it extremely hard to say no to you. So I feel that I can forgo a lot of things. I don't want to seem like the bad person. Do you understand? And I would always, okay. But a friend of mine actually helped me, because sometimes when I ask her something that I feel is something she can easily do, she would say no because it was not convenient for her. And she doesn't feel anything about it, like guilt or anything. And she doesn't even think that I should feel bad about the fact that she said no to me. So I really learned that from her. And when she can actually afford to do something for you, she goes over and beyond. But if it's something that she can't do, and what I liked about that wasn't easy for me to accept was the fact that when she says no, she doesn't even need to explain, do a lot of explanations, and I had that problem.
To justify
exactly.
her no.
If I tell you no, I'll be like, okay, how do I tell her this so she doesn't feel bad? I'll be explaining, and at the cost of explaining, makes no sense at all.
Gets lost in
yeah,
translation.
so- exactly.
You wanted to say something, Ma?
Not quite, right.
So,
But do you find it difficult or easy to say no? Are you comfortable saying no to things,
Yeah, but I also, well, thinking about it now, I think it also really depends on, okay, yeah, you were saying like a lot of people find it difficult to say no. Most times it has to do with them. There are a lot of factors. It could be environment, it could be how the person grew up, it could be upbringing. It's just a whole lot of factors like that may make somebody to be that person. And I also feel that we should also look at it from the circumstance. Like, I could find it easy to say no to a particular group of people, but when it now affects to maybe work or something else, I could be a yes person. It is the relationship matters, who we're talking to also matters. Like, I feel like it's very, very broad.
Yeah, I know there are times I find it difficult to say no to things that I would not really want to do, especially when I feel. Why are you looking at me like that?
As in, that's like,
as in, really?
really?
So that's to tell you how deep this is.
No, it is because there are times somebody is. I think what helped me is that I don't really think too much about it. So even if I'm doing something for you that maybe my initial response would have been a no, but I gave you a yes, I detach myself and do it unemotionally. I just do
Okay,
it
I
with
think
blank
Abigail can really
mindset.
detach herself. Yes, I
Yes.
Oh my
agree.
god.
And that's it.
And it's even bad somehow because situations where she's supposed to, I'm like, why are you allowing this? She's like, it's not even. You're not supposed to allow this, but those kind of situations.
I think that's
like,
how I work with it. So I'm supposed to tell you no. I will tell you a yes. I'll do it, but I will not do it with my emotions. I'll just walk through the process.
and a lot of us, we are very,
Without
very
feelings.
emotional. Emotion plays a key part in a lot of things we do.
Exactly.
And I feel like Abigail being able to have control about that is a huge plus.
Man, you
Because-
have to explain that. And
I think we'll have a separate podcast
Yes.
for that.
this issue of saying no, what many of us don't realize is the fact that in my own instance, for example, I always get to feel at the end of the day that feeling of guilt, would make you want to say yes when you're supposed to say no. And after saying that yes and doing that, you go back and you are regretting the whole action. I'll give you an instance. Permit me to use an example of myself. For a very long time, I have knowledge to teach to people, right? And I give this randomly for free, and
I think I used to give a lot of knowledge for
for free,
too.
yes,
Amaka
yes.
does that.
As I will even tell you so much things that like
I give knowledge for free, and because it comes to me naturally, I don't see why I should. So there's this my friend that was telling me one time that why do people ask you this kind of questions that could change their business, change everything, and you're not charging for it? I was so scared. In fact, there was one time she actually took my phone. Somebody was chatting me up for like a one-on-one session. She took my phone. She told the person, "This is my charge for this," and I was so scared. Why are you doing that? Like, what's the big deal? And after the person said, "Okay, can I pay?" She told the person 50,000 or so, and the person was bargaining for 30,000 or thereabout. Like, she was like, "Okay, just because of you." I'm like,
and you
what?
weren't even intending
I
to
was
charge.
not charging 1 naira, and at the end of the day, this person paid, and this is somebody that I've been helping before, but you know that this particular payment that she did was what she used it. She actually told everybody about it right now. So for years, even after that, for years, I was not taking money from people. I'm the yes person. Okay, Amaka, like April, I told you what I wanted to start. Like, I want to monetize my knowledge proper. I don't feel bad for charging for my knowledge. I won't feel bad for telling people, no, you have to,
You have to
pay for this, and it's paid off, right?
Yes, congratulations
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah,
She just
but I
got
just-
$10,000 for her
I
next
got this
account.
from Nextude.
Congratulations.
It's something that normally I would just have done for free.
Because you started saying no.
Because I started saying no. And the cool thing is, the people that I would have said yes to ordinarily are still the people that I'm saying no to, and they are opting to. You
so
understand
you
what I'm
can
saying?
you can make
so-
money from
as
saying
in,
Yeah.
no. Like, let's talk about the fact that as saying no puts $10,000 inside her pocket.
yes.
in less than 3 months. Do you get?
Yeah.
So and for those people, I don't think any of them sees me as a bad person right now.
Yep.
You know, I don't think they see me as a bad
Beyond
person.
the monetary value, I think there are other benefits you can get from saying no, like your
Yeah.
mental health.
And I
Yes,
also want to
please.
come from the aspect of what should make you say no. I feel like
Reasons.
yes,
why
like
no should be given.
yes, like no. I'm coming from. You have to think about yourself first.
Yeah.
Most times we do not want to be selfish. We want to be selfless, sort of. But in situation where you have to weigh you have to weigh the
You
benefit.
have to be balanced.
Yes,
Yeah.
because
But let me stop you there a bit. It's also okay not to benefit from anything and you will still do it.
yeah, it's
So
true,
yes, it's you don't always have to weigh everything like, oh, what's in it for me? What do I get before? Because
Yes,
we are raising a
yes,
very
yes.
selfish generation, and I don't key or buy into it. So it's okay to do things for people to say yes. It's
Yes.
not convenient. You're not benefiting. It's not okay. It is very, very okay.
Yes. So
However, set your
Set your-
boundaries.
Yes,
I-
have
I-
boundaries.
Have
if
Yes.
you could choose to say 1,000 yeses, it doesn't bother me. But the problem is when those yeses are your cause for burnout at the end of the day. Because I think that, every yes leads to, burnout is gradually built by every single yes you could say when it is not convenient for you. So you see,
Okay, so basically, we're saying we should have a balance.
we should
right?
have a
Of
balance.
course,
Yes, we should
balance
have a
is always
balance.
key. So
But for that balance to work in certain situations, it means you have to love yourself enough to say no.
Yeah, it's just like in the home front,
Do we want to even talk about it in the home
Yes,
front?
yes, we should
I
just.
feel that we should not talk about it in the home front.
why?
Why
I
not?
don't know. I feel like it's very
No,
broad.
no,
The
no.
power of
It's actually
saying no. There are things
it applies to a
children
lot
want
of
to
things.
do. You
Yes,
say no. It's not
no.
even good for them, but you say
You
no.
say no.
Yes, it's
You
broad, but
see women who can't say no to a lot of things because they want to be the good wife
that's
and all that,
another
and
thing.
it's burning
It's not
them
even
out.
about home. Maybe like in the work sector, as a woman, you're expected to be more yes,
Man,
yes,
you know
yes,
this
yes,
Gen
yes,
Z
yes, yes.
generation, because we're in the Gen Z generation. A lot of Gen Zs are in the front line of saying no. They need a degree at
So we should make them our role model.
And I think like it's really, really shaping a lot of things, both in the work, both in the homes. Like those people.
But my problem with that aspect is most of them can come from a place of just being self-centered.
Yes,
You
yes,
understand?
yes.
So-
Like yes, they are. Well, I don't want to say they are, but as you put it, they are coming from such a place. Phew.
So we're not saying that you cannot inconvenience yourself to do things for people, but we're saying if it becomes a habit, I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
Learn
If
to
it
say no.
becomes-
Yes,
yeah,
set boundaries,
yeah. I
and
should
don't
not-
feel
I should
guilty
not say yes
for it.
because I'm feeling guilty or I'm afraid to say yes. Some people are afraid to say no. Rather, they're afraid to say no, and because they're
Like I
afraid,
read a story. Sorry, I think I read
Yeah,
a
go
story
ahead.
like yesterday or today. The guy was just talking about expectation from a sister or from a relative that was supposed to help him for a job, and he did not. In fact, the story is long, but at the end of the day, he had to say no in a situation whereby otherwise he would have not said no. And in the comment section, everybody was like praising him for saying no.
always saying yes builds a spirit of entitlement in
So it's okay to say no and set boundaries for yourself. Stick with it and don't feel guilty
Okay.
about it.
So I think for me, on a final note, in school, yeah, we used to there's this particular lady in our hostel that she's everybody's go-to person. You want to make your hair, she's always available to do it for you. You don't even need to tell her twice, you know. And there's another lady, she knows how to make hair too, but before you even get her attention, you know. But this particular lady that is always there for everyone, the day she says no, everybody will like, you don't change. What are you feeling like? But guess what? That person that never says yes, the day she says, okay, let me do it, like,
Everybody appreciates it.
you understand? So
Yes.
that's why I got that mindset
Okay.
of, you know, the value of
the
your
value.
yes.
What I want to say, like, value comes from things you can't easily access.
Exactly.
Like when you can easily access something, you value it more. Like
yeah.
Yeah, this thing you said, when you're always a yes person, the day you say no, you become a bad person.
Exactly.
But when everybody knows you, you have your standard, you stick to it. You say no when you need to say no. You agree when you can. The day you say yes, everybody appreciates it.
and I feel like it also makes sense that from the very beginning, present yourself as yourself. Don't be pretending to be someone you're not. You don't like to say yes, and you are as in, don't just be yourself. Be
Set your
Let
standard
them
and-
see you that you're you.
and
Are you this
flow
person?
with
Yes,
it.
you are this person. As
Yeah.
in,
But
so
what-
I feel like I'm trying to take over. As in, yes, I feel like what we're also going to be talking about is people who easily say yes. You know, the word I want to say is people pleasers. Like when you're really
When
always
you're
wanting
always
to
saying
please
yes,
people.
yes,
Yes,
you can
it becomes
become a people
difficult. You
pleaser.
as in you will end that tag as a people pleaser. You want to appear this part. You want them to perceive you in this
inside, you're
particular way.
burning
You
up.
want them to see you as this. You want to be likable. You want to be who you are totally not. So I feel like
Maybe a lot of people don't even family upbringing can actually make person just grow up to be a people pleaser. So it might
Okay.
not come from a place of I'm pretending. You understand?
Yeah.
Family
but
upbringing.
saying too much.
Do you understand? There are
Yes.
some families that like that. You don't say no, like, you know, people just grow up
But
like
don't
that.
you think
and
it leads eventually to burnout?
it does. That's the problem.
and accumulated feelings of
Yeah,
vexation.
yeah,
resentment.
Exactly. It
You
does.
know?
Like it vex you, but you don't want
It
to
does.
say it
So
vex you.
it's actually
And
okay
it becomes
for you to
explosive.
it's actually okay for you to want to unlearn the habit of always saying yes. You're not a selfish person, all right? But in trying to do it, don't also become a selfish person.
Yeah.
Find your balance
Find your
around.
balance.
Say no when there is a need to. If you're not comfortable doing something, it's okay not to do it, right? And let's also know, you know, for our listeners, let us know
What do you think?
what do you think? You know, are there times that it's hard for you to say no? Are there people that you cannot say no to, even when you want to say no? You know, and should we get more no's?
You find it hard to say no to your kids.
To your family, to your loved one? Let us know, and you know, we'll respond as well. All right, thank you.
Bye, yeah.
Bye.